Gerard and I met here, actually, at the Gas Gallery and Studio, thanks to Rick and Mikel. And at the time, Gerard was actually a partner with Rick and Mikel. And they had an opening exhibition and invited artists to come, and we were both part of the show, right, Rick? Oh, Rick's here, by the way. Thank you very much. Hi, Rick. And so we came in here, we met. My father had just died. I started talking to him about death. He started to talk to me about his brother, who had passed a few years earlier. And, you know, death is always kind of a deep subject, and there's a lot to say. And so that immediately sort of bonded us to each other in a way that doesn't happen very often. So then we got to be friends, and he told me he liked my work. I told him I liked his work, and he said, would you like to collaborate with me and try to paint together? I said, yeah, you know, sure. I'm a person who loves collaboration, loves to work with other people. And so we tried it.
And we started.
And we actually did the first painting.
Yes, we started with a very little format. It was a little format. And we started to go very slowly through the process, one thing at a time. It took us another couple of weeks, and we tried to work slowly. It was a slow process, not so slow, but I would say a few months.
Yeah, yeah.
And one day,
we took baby steps.
Yeah, and one day I said to Michael, we gotta go big.
Right.
He said, what do you mean? I said, I want to make a big one. And we decided to go here and paint the passing, you know.
Well, it was fortuitous, and Rick had a big part in this because he said to us, I have a week, I have a spot for you guys, you know, where we could do something. And we weren't thinking that we were ready yet, but we said, you know, what the heck, let's go for it.
Right.
So Rick helped us build these huge stretchers. We had 3 panels that were about 5 by 7.5. Turned out the painting was so 15 feet wide. On that wall, we put them on, you know, buckets, and we brought in some paint, we mixed it up, and we invited people to come in and watch us.
It was a live painting, so a live painting for the first time in front of a lot of people. But I think the energy was there, you know, it was a time to do it. And it was an extraordinary experience because it was the first time to paint with somebody alive with a big format, and everybody around was really very fascinated by this. And it was really the beginning of really the real painting started there, because after the passing we didn't stop working. We had a visual passion in 1978 this summer, and all collaboration with all different ideas. It was not just painting, was, you know, environment, was performance, with all kind of things. And we feed each other. That's what I found great with Michael. It's like we feed each other into new ideas, and we all the time like progressing into a different level. So a lot of production. These last 2 years have been extraordinary. Yeah. A lot of production of very good painting, and we're very proud of this. It is very difficult when you work with somebody to say, okay, this is my work with somebody. In general, an artist will say, this is my work. I don't want anybody to touch it. It's mine.
And it's very unusual to work toward an end, you know, to work toward a finish, because you have to agree when the thing is finished. Right. And even for individual artists, that's one of the hardest things to do. And so we, as visual artists, sort of speak the same language. We kind of have a similar sensibility in our working style and our process. And we talk during the process, and we say, well, maybe we should add a little paper, maybe some collage would help, maybe this would be interesting, maybe we should go this direction. And that's not working, and this is okay, and this part I like, and we have to change that. And so it's a real, you know, symbiotic, it's a symbiotic
and it's really non-stop. We're exchanging, we're going back and forth. Sometimes we not agree on where we are, we just go back and forth. It's a very interesting communication to creativity, because it's extremely rare. That's true, you know, and I didn't think it could ever happen, you know, like to have this connection into like creating pieces who are holding up very well together too. You know?
Yeah, we're actually very proud, and the important thing to realize about this is that 2 artists get together and make a third artist, really create a third artist by behaving in their way and not being able to do the thing that we do without each other.
It really is creating a different level. You know, we have our work, individual work, who are very different, and when we put all this together, it becomes a third artist. So really, our collaboration is a very different kind of work that we do together. You know, so we bringing all the energy, different creativity, creating a different world. You know, and it's
right. Well, we want to invite people into the experience because we feel that it's such it's such a unique experience for visual artists to work together, and we want people to witness that and be part of it. We haven't gotten to the point yet where we invite people to make marks on the surface of the piece.
But visual passion was a lot of, when we do visual passion and we make this environment where people used to came and were able to, to paint small canvas, we put it on the wall. They were a part of the work of the show. So really, on the long run, if we have to see our collaboration, is to create an environment, a creating environment where people can be absorbed into the creative process. And because I think it's, in one way it's done, the idea of having just a painting. We need to go to the next level.
And getting back to the bigness that Gerard likes to do, the passing was the piece that we did in here that we did together, the first big piece. And then he said, well, I want to do something bigger. I want to do something that's really big and really involves, a lot of different things. I want poetry, I want film, I want everything in there. Every aspect of creativity. And so we did this visual passion on love at 1978 and really transformed the room. I don't know if you were there, but if you saw it, but it really did have the sense of, the 60s kind of happening thing, where we just kind of brought things in. We made environments, we had performance pieces, we had music, and we invited the community to come in and paint on these 12 by 12 inch canvases. And we had how many? 70 of them or something?
Yeah, 70 canvas, and we had poetry reading, we had a film night, we had music. Really the idea is to expand just being just artist painter to be like complete artist and include everything. And this is not very easy because it was like a lot of work and a lot of challenges to come to this level. Death and love. What can it be better than this in life, right? I mean, these are like the two poles. I mean, another thing that I have been working on this documentary for a long time, good or taking footage everywhere about love. So when we talked with Mikel, I said, let's find something. He said, why don't you take already what you have been doing, working on this documentary, and add something? So it was like a little bit of the beginning of what I've been doing, but we just fed and we did completely different than we were starting.
Well, also the visual passion it has become a brand really for us, and so visual passion was an idea that sort of came to us as a way of. We're both very passionate about our work. We're both very passionate about life. I mean, we do things other than our regular normal day jobs. We do things that that really go above and beyond what most people do, and even if it doesn't have anything to do with art, we're out there, we're doing, and we're always like running around going crazy, and that's what makes us alive, really. And of course, visual is visual. We're visual artists, and so visual passion worked. Yeah, music is very important to both of us, I think, and we made that part of the visual passion on purpose. We wanted to have live music, and we always paint to music. Mm-hmm. I don't think there's ever a time when we don't go into the studio and put the music on. Right. So where I was doing pieces that were directly related to music, now we just have, it's kind of random now. I had a connection to music that I wanted to express through the visual work. But now we just have kind of music that we put on and paint to.
Well, I am, besides being a painter, I'm a filmmaker. I don't know if it's one more important than the other, but film or visual, it's all the integration of film inside this. It's like how I'm going to take painting and put it in my film and vice versa. So film is all the time a part of what I am working. Not really as outside, but more as inside. More like, maybe take this, whatever we have been doing, and hopefully, like if I do, I'm working on next work, include this painting in my film. More than integrating the film in the painting, do the opposite. Take the painting, and obviously, if I continue working on this film on love, I will integrate our work on visual passion on love, because it's an expression of love, it's an expression of a painter on love, and then this will be integrated in the film. So all this tied up together.